is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, another round of bills being passed by the legislature today, but one about the Holocaust was met with some debate.
Plus, a volunteer fire chief is laid to rest after getting killed while responding to a wildfire.
But first tonight, after a week-long trial, a verdict is handed down in a local murder case. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. A man found guilty of second-degree murder.
A jury found Majdal Elias to be responsible for the 2019 shooting of a Lincoln teen. Channel 8's Yosef Nasser is at the Hall of Justice, joins us live with more on this verdict. Yosef?
Good evening, Rod and Megan. Over the course of a 7-day trial, jurors found that Elias was indeed responsible for the 2019 murder of 15-year-old Ali Alberkat. We reached out to Alberkat's family for reaction to the verdict. They politely declined an interview, but here's what they told us back in 2019.
He always had a smile. I think everybody that knows him knows that he has a smile on his face. Ali family lost their son. I just want to help, to help get Ali justice. That's all what I need.
Elias was arrested by Lincoln police on February 27, 2020 in connection with the murder. Alberkat was a student at Lincoln Northeast at the time of his passing. Officers found him in a parking lot near 14th and Superior Streets with a gunshot wound to the back. Investigators determined that Alberkat was in the area to rob a drug dealer for marijuana when he was shot in the back by Elias. Now, earlier this afternoon, I asked County Attorney Pat Condit if he felt that justice was served in this case. He said the County Attorney's Office will wait until sentencing to comment on this case. Sentencing date right now is scheduled for May 18th. Reporting here in front of the Hall of Justice, I'm Yosef Nasser, Channel 8 News.
All right, Yosef, thank you for the live report. Another fast-paced day today at the state capitol.
Senators even working through the lunch hour in order to vote on 40 bills and resolutions. Channel 8's Ariana Martinez joins us to explain which bill was the only one to cause any debate today. Ariana?
Yes, a bill that would teach about the Holocaust in Nebraska public schools did pass today, but not without a fight. Some senators wanted other sensitive pieces of history to be added to it, and that caused an emotional debate. One after another, bills received the green light and are now headed to the governor's desk to be signed and become law. But senators hit the brakes in open debate on one bill dealing with what our public school students will be taught in school.
We have a white supremacist problem in Nebraska, and that doesn't just affect black people or people of color or Jewish people. It affects white people too. It affects all of us, and it poisons the culture for all of our children.
This bill requires the State Board of Education to adopt standards for education on the Holocaust and other acts of genocide. The debate was not about if it should be taught, but that it should include slavery and Native American history.
I strongly believe that all kids should learn the true history of America. And a part of the history of America is slavery.
This is my history, what little I have left. Don't pick one over the other. We shouldn't have to. And this body should stand up and make sure that we don't.
The issue senators faced was if they voted for the amendment on whether to add those topics, there is no time for the bill to pass this session.
This bill is about Marcel Brokowitz, who was born in Paris. She arrived in Auschwitz on August 26, 1942, in a transport of 1,000 Jews deported from Drancy. After selection, she was murdered in a gas chamber.
Senator Justin Wayne feels that it would take a few years for this law to be implemented in our schools, so they should take more time to work on it.
We are a year out, if not 2 years out for implementation. So we need to bring the right bill.
Ultimately, the amendment to add slavery and Native American history did not pass, but the bill to teach about Holocaust did pass. Now, this was the last day senators met this week, and they will reconvene next Wednesday to work to vote on any vetoes that the governor may have, as it will be the last day to override.
Ariana, thank you very much for keeping us updated on what's going on at the Capitol. Speaking of which, another bill that passed today is good news for women.
It removes the sales tax on feminine hygiene products. It would also require detention facilities to provide those products to female prisoners free of charge. All that's left now is for the governor to sign it.
I was a little bit surprised that that wasn't already in place. I can't imagine being in that position and not already having access to those products. It's a great first step to showing that menstrual products are a necessity rather than a luxury.
Madison List is a member of the organization called Inclusive Period Care at UNL. They work to make sure these products are available to anyone who needs them, and she was happy to see some progress being made on this issue. Governor Ricketts officially signed a historic tax relief bill into law this morning.
A crowd of state senators, agricultural groups, and other tax relief advocates joined him. This legislation has been a goal of the governor's for much of his 7 years in office.
And the legislature has rightly recognized that it is their duty to return that money back to the people of Nebraska. It's not my money. It's not the legislature's money. It's the people's money. And so what you saw was a historic and unprecedented effort on the behalf of so many people to get this done.
This bill includes phasing in a reduction on income tax by 1%, business income tax by 1.5%, and it phases out taxes on Social Security income. The total tax breaks comes out to be about $3.5 billion through the fiscal year of 2027 to 2028. Elwood Volunteer Fire Chief Darren Kroll was laid to rest today.
A funeral was held for him at Our Redeemer Lutheran Church in Elwood. A dispatcher sent out his final call.
Attention Elwood Fire and Rescue. This is the final call for Chief Darren Kroll. And now our brother, Chief Darren Kroll, has completed his task. His duty is well done. The bell rings 3 times in memory of and in tribute to Chief Darren Kroll, who is dedicated to the community he so proudly served. For our comrade, Chief Darren Kroll, your final alarm. He is coming home.
Darren Kroll was killed last week while responding to the Gosper County wildfires. The car he was in was hit head-on by a truck that was hauling water to the fires. Members of Kroll's family, firefighters, and other community members came to pay their respects to the fallen firefighter.
He was willing to give up his life for his friends. But who were his friends? Anyone who needed help.
Kroll was a Hastings native and had been part of firefighting for 36 years.
And many are still worried about grass fires. Right now, 99% of Nebraska is under a drought, with parts of the state seeing extreme conditions.
And because of that, Seward Fire and Rescue is urging local farmers and ranchers to be ready. They say farmers are one of the most valuable assets when it comes to creating fire lines and saving Nebraska's land. Farmers know their property better than anyone else. Plus, they usually have bigger equipment than the fire department does.
I know quite a few guys that have their stuff ready to go, that aren't afraid to just head out if they need to protect their property or their neighbors. And
the Nebraska Department of Ag has even recently activated its Hay Hotline, which connects farmers with hay and those who can help through this intense drought. We will have much more on this story coming up tonight on the news at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, our Nebraska weather, it is crazy. Yesterday it was summer, it was in the 90s. And today, John, winter is back.
You know, I ran out of fingers, I ran out of toes as to how many degrees colder we are. I was trying to count them up this afternoon. You know, yesterday at this time we were sitting at 90 degrees, 90, 91. It is 40 degrees cooler right now as it was compared to 24 hours ago. In fact, so much colder, we're running out of colors to use there on the map as you go east of Lincoln to the south and west of Omaha. Temperatures right now sitting at 51 degrees in Lincoln. That's the high temperature of the day. 51 in Friend. We've got 50 in York and 50 degrees in Grand Island. Look out towards Kearney. It's only 47 degrees and it's only 48 in Columbus. Winds, it seems like we've been talking about winds for like the last 2 or 3 weeks. They continue to remain up, gusting 25 to 35, even near 40 miles per hour in Hastings as of this hour, out right in the Hastings area. You can see we've got mainly clear skies, a couple clouds trying to pass overhead tonight. or I should say through the rest of the evening. We've got clearing back out to the west, and I think we're going to stay mainly clear overnight. We may have a few clouds south of I-80, closer to the Nebraska-Kansas state line from those clouds you're seeing in the southwestern corner of the state. Otherwise, for the rest of this evening, we're going to see our temperatures only climbing up into the, or I should say, falling off through the 40s and eventually into the 30s, and I'm not sure why my computer's trying to show Beatrice right now, but I'll show you that coming up in my main weather forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Cool temperatures continue for a while, and we're going to take a look at Easter and what the Easter Bunny may need to bring. So we'll talk more about that coming up in a few minutes.
Sounds good. Thank you, John. Following an intense search, NYPD says it has arrested Frank James, the suspect who allegedly opened fire on a crowded subway.
10 people were shot. A total of 29 were injured during the chaos. Investigators gave new details of James's capture this afternoon. ABC's Raina Roy is in Brooklyn with the latest.
33 shots, but less than 30 hours later, we're able to say, we got him.
Investigators saying 62-year-old Frank James is now in police custody.
Officers, in response to a Crime Stoppers tip, stopped Mr. James at 1:42 p.m. at the corner of St. Mark's Place and First Avenue in Manhattan. He was taken into custody without incident and has been transported to an NYPD facility.
Authorities say James boarded a Manhattan-bound N train during the Tuesday morning commute, detonated 2 smoke grenades, and began shooting.
It was 3 or 4 quick pops right back, and everyone on my train immediately knew what it was.
Kenneth Foote Smith says there was sheer panic as innocent subway riders were trying to escape.
It was just a really scary situation, almost like a horror movie of sorts.
Police say 29 people were hurt, 10 of them treated at the hospital for gunshot wounds, all of them surviving. Investigators discovered James was armed with an arsenal of weapons, including a semi-automatic handgun with extended magazines, a hatchet, commercial-grade fireworks, and apparent gasoline.
We used every resource at our disposal to gather and process significant evidence that directly links Mr. James to the shooting. We were able to shrink his world quickly. There was nowhere left for him to run.
The massive manhunt spanning at least 3 states and various addresses linked to James, including a former home in Wisconsin. Police focused on this U-Haul, found abandoned just miles from the shooting scene. They say James was driving it before the attack, seen here in this video posted to his YouTube account.
I am driving because I started my trip early.
James is facing federal terror-related charges. If convicted, he could be sentenced to life in prison. Rena Roy, ABC News, Brooklyn, New York.
And coming up next, a look back at the unique life of Gilbert Gottfried after passing away at only 67 years old.
That story in your full forecast after the break. after a long illness at the age of 67.
Tributes are pouring in for the comedian and actor with such a distinctive voice. ABC's Chris Connolly has more.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you can hear the sound of my voice.
With that voice and a volume setting that made him unmistakable, stand-up comic and actor Gilbert Gottfried always made people laugh.
But my dad says third grade is the foundation of my education.
Oh, your dad says that. Your dad is a moron! He's a moron!
His family sharing news of his passing Tuesday at age 67 after a long illness, saying, although today is a sad day for all of us, please keep laughing as loud as possible in Gilbert's honor.
I can't believe it. I just don't believe it. We're never gonna get a hold of that stupid lamp. Just forget it.
As Iago, parrot to the villain Jafar in the 1992 Disney animated film Aladdin. Overnight, Aladdin on Broadway paying homage.
Mr. Gottfried, thank you for the laughs. Good night.
Oh, come right in. Don't let the fact that my door's closed dissuade you in any way from entering my office.
In live-action films like Beverly Hills Cop 2, Gottfried could make an immediate impression. He'd get his start as a comic at age 15, and after a brief time on SNL, would become a talk show and stand-up mainstay.
Jerry Seinfeld as Hamlet. To be or not to be. I don't know if I should be or not.
He'd be hailed for his absolute fearlessness by his peers, who paid him tribute. Jason Alexander, Gilbert Gottfried made me laugh at times when laughter did not come easily. Jon Stewart, he could leave you gasping for breath.
The legacy is going to be his voice. And that's something that's going to live forever.
Actress and longtime friend of Gottfried, Melissa Rivers, recalling her fondest memories.
Everyone keeps saying the same thing because it's so true. He was lovely. We were going through pictures today and I found this one of him hugging me. And you can't see my face, but he's smiling. And that was so genuine. He was such a gentle soul, which was so different than his stage persona.
A 2017 documentary showed Gottfried in a different light, tending to his terminally ill sister Arlene, a devoted husband and dad with, yes, an indoor voice.
The worst thing you could say to me is, don't joke about that.
Earlier this year, Gottfried remembered his friend Bob Saget on GMA.
I remember Bob as being very funny, very quick.
And posted this photo on social media, mourning the loss of his friend Saget and Louis Anderson. Gilbert will be remembered with affection and admiration by so many in comedy, and with gratitude by audiences for all that laughter. Chris Connolly, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer.
We were well above normal yesterday with temperatures in the low 90s. Today, we are well below normal with temperatures in the low 50s. We should typically be right around 64 to 65 degrees this time of the year. Just not the case today, but at least we're seeing some sunshine this afternoon after some clouds around this morning. That was a live look from Schoen's Roofing in Beatrice. Live look right now from Honda of Lincoln, looking off to the northwest, and just a couple of clouds out there, and that's about it. Now, the 24-hour temperature change, significant. We're down 40 degrees from this time yesterday, meaning we were in the low 90s. Because right now it's 51 degrees in Lincoln, 51 in Beatrice, only 48 in Fairbury, 50 in York, 48 degrees coming in from Columbus. The winds continue out of the west-northwest, gusting at times 25 to near 40 miles per hour. And as you can see in the visible satellite imagery, here's just a couple of those clouds that are trying to drift through the area right now. Looking back to the west, we've got clearing, and we will see clear skies, I think, overnight. There may be a few clouds down from Beatrice to down towards Hebert and Fairbury overnight, turning skies partly cloudy at worst. But I think it's going to be a cold night tonight as temperatures start to drop. We'll fall down into the middle to upper 20s by tomorrow morning, and at times winds will be gusting to 25 miles per hour out of the west. That'll give us wind chill values at times into the upper teens for the start of tomorrow. Now, big story today is out to the east of us. The cold front that brought us our thunderstorms last night now bringing a line of thunderstorms from Chicago, where they've had some severe thunderstorm warnings, down through Evansville, Indiana, through Memphis, and down into Louisiana and eastern Texas tonight. So a long line of thunderstorms moving through there, where there are numerous reports of severe weather and with hail as well as some damaging winds. Last night, I wanted to mention and follow up, we did have a report of a tornado just to the south and west of Goner. This happened at 6:43 p.m. with a couple trained spotters reporting it. Also, there was video evidence that was sent into the National Weather Service. Again, developing right around 6:43, and if you remember correctly, we were actually looking right in the Goner area just a few minutes before the report of the tornado came out, and then we had the tornado warning for portions of Seward County. Now, for tomorrow morning, it's going to be chilly, as I mentioned. We'll be down into the 20s. Now, it's mostly sunny skies for most of the day, but I think we'll see skies becoming partly cloudy by late afternoon or more so towards early evening. Temperatures will be a little warmer than today, but still below normal. Highs will only be getting up into the mid-50s, maybe up to 60 degrees down towards Hebron. But once again, the winds will become a part of the story for tomorrow. They will remain out of the west, but again, gusting 40 to 45 miles per hour through the afternoon. In fact, Stormcast even suggesting some 50-mile-per-hour gusts from Columbus up towards Wahoo, and that will continue on until the evening. And then once the sun sets, winds should begin to back off. In fact, not a whole lot of wind to deal with Thursday night into Friday morning. Now, temperatures will be slow to warm Friday and Saturday, but mostly sunny skies both days. On Sunday, I mentioned the Easter Bunny may be needing to bring something. Perhaps instead of regular eggs, may be good for the Easter Bunny to bring some plastic eggs, because we may have some morning showers for some Easter egg hunts Sunday morning. 51 degrees for high temperature on Monday, chance for a few scattered showers Tuesday and maybe again Wednesday morning. Then after that, it's looking like we could see temperatures warming back up into the middle 70s for the end of next week, and perhaps even back into the low 80s with, guess what, some wind returning to the area once again. So
big surprise, right?
Shocking. Right. I also want to remind people tomorrow, fire danger is going to be high again because of the dry conditions and again the gusty winds, especially for the eastern third of the state. Not a good day to be doing any burning outdoors.
All right, thank you, John. A rebounding day on Wall Street. The Dow jumping 344 points. NASDAQ is up 272. Here are your numbers. We'll be right back.
Tonight, after the powerful testimonies,
Well, after dropping about 40 degrees from yesterday, John, a cool evening ahead?
Cool evening and a cold night. Temperatures will be dropping from the 50s through the 40s and eventually into the 30s by 10 o'clock. Clear skies, noticing the wind is lightening as we go through the overnight hours. Low temperatures tomorrow morning in the middle to upper 20s.
All right, thank you, John, and thank you so much for joining us.
World News Tonight is up next with David Muir, and then of course we'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock. Have a great night.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Seafood is back at Amigos. Everyone gets their favorites, even my picky eaters. And I don't have to cook. But the Baja Fish tacos belong to Mama.
Closed captioning